Oh, what are the, look at these spread feet. What are these toes? What are we doing with our feet today? Let you go back to sleep. Wow, 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 wow. Hello, everyone. Hey, guys. I hope you are wonderful and well. I realize I started getting a lot of comments from you guys and DMs just checking in on me, and I know that I haven't posted in a little while. I first want to say, before I say anything, I want to just thank you guys once again with all of my heart for taking a moment of your time and of your life and watching my last video, which was my last short film called Worthy. I read every single one of your comments, even though I just kind of had to after I released the film because it was so personal with everything that has been happening with the movement. It was really personal, and I just wanted to put that film and that story out there as hopefully a source of an encouragement to you guys, to all of you, no matter what your color is, but also, of course, to the Black community, being that that's my home. I really, I'm getting like a little, I'm getting all in the feels right now. I just wanted to let you guys know that it just means so much to me that you have just opened up and that you allow me to speak about things that I think really matter, probably more so than anything else. That obviously being equality. And I've been through a lot. My family has been through a lot, and I know that so many of you guys have been through just tough, challenging things, and we go through it every single day. And I just am so thankful that you guys, that we have this family that we have here. We might be small in comparison to, I don't know, the entirety of the platform, but I feel like we're powerful here, and thank you for letting me be honest and open about my story, and I hope that it has helped you in some kind of way. If you haven't seen it, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, it's linked in the description if you guys want to watch it. That being said, there's been a lot obviously going on. I've been dealing with a lot of things, just personally and with my family, and also with the movement. And when I say movement, I'm talking, of course, about Black Lives Matter and the civil rights movement that we are seeing around the world. This is not new for me, doing stuff and doing work in it, but I just kind of put my film out and then took a little bit of time to myself to kind of be down in the trenches and doing some work. I just kind of wanted to check in more than anything with you guys. I do have some thoughts about some stuff that's going on that I wanted to quickly share, and also ask you guys a question. And I don't actually know if I'm going to leave this video up for like the long term, because this is just, you know, quite different than anything else. Obviously, I think anyone who's on YouTube, there has been a lot of stuff coming up. I'm specifically talking about the stuff that's going on with Shane Dawson and Tati and James Charles and Jeffree Star. I'm not even going to put a label to it, because honestly, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. I don't know them personally, and I know there's been a lot of things, a lot of statements being made, Shane in particular making the comments about the entire industry being toxic, the beauty community. I, of course, have voiced my opinions about the beauty community in the past, and the reality is, from my perspective, yes, there is a lot of toxicity in the community, just like there's a lot of good, positive stuff in the community. It's just kind of, you're gonna find that in any community, in any industry. And I did a lot of stuff where I was hosting and emceeing for some of the biggest beauty events in the space. So I did meet and get to know quite a lot of influencers, big and small. And I met a lot of really nice people, and I also witnessed a lot of clout chasing, a lot of using, a lot of ladder climbing, a lot of manipulative stuff. But what I will say is, in regards to a lot of, specifically talking about Shane Dawson, a lot of the stuff coming up from his past in regards to racist behavior, and in regards to children and the treatment of children. And like probably many of you guys, I mean, I don't know how long any of you guys have watched him. I was completely shocked by this stuff because I had no idea. I kind of came into watching some of Shane's work when he was doing the documentary stuff. The first thing that I really took watch of was when he did the documentary series with Graveyard Girl, for probably obvious reasons, because they were specifically talking about what happened to her channel, and it was around the same time when I was dealing with and starting over here because of everything that happened to my old channel. So it really resonated with me. And then I watched a few episodes here and there of different series videos that he did, like a conspiracy theory series. So I had looked at it from the perspective of, wow, here is a YouTuber, I don't know his past, but here's a YouTuber that kind of broke the mold as far as like what regular typical YouTube content looks like here, which is something that I've been working very hard to try to do as a filmmaker. And so I looked at someone like him as like, wow, he figured out a way to do long form documentary filmmaking. And so that was something that I appreciated. Just like I watch many filmmakers on YouTube, probably more so than I watch any other content. Again, I was completely taken aback by this and very surprised. Obviously, like you guys know me, you know what I stand for, what I support, especially when it comes to my heritage and my color. It was very hurtful. I'm not gonna lie. It was very hurtful as a Black woman. It was very hurtful to see some of the stuff that he had done. It's hurtful to see any of that kind of thing when it comes out about influencers or people in, you know, higher positions and power. Again, I'm not gonna get like worked up right now. I do have a lot of thoughts and opinions about this, but it hurts. It definitely hurts, and I can immediately identify when behavior like that is very harmful to not just my community, but to, I think, all of us. It's funny, like I had tweeted before this stuff like was happening, or at least before I knew about it. I tweeted this idea that in regards to accountability, and like people were like talking about like cancel culture and stop trying to cancel people and things, blah blah blah, because of their past. When people are calling for accountability for stuff, racist behavior, that's not cancel culture. That's calling for accountability for behaviors that need to be held accountable for. There was this thing going around, I think specifically on Instagram, where influencers were calling out to brands to, it was called pull up or shut up, and that they were asking brands to disclose the information about how many people, Black people in particular, they're hiring in, you know, positions of management and high level positions. And it was this idea of like, brands that have had a long-standing history of not representing Black people or people of color, but kind of posturing as if they're like on our side, and then suddenly jumping into the trend of the movement when they haven't been for us since day one, basically. So the idea of like referring to that type of call out for accountability as cancel culture, I think, is actually harmful. It's harmful to our communities who are asking for exactly that, accountability. Like, show us through your past actions, through your historical actions, that you have been on our side, because this is nothing new. Like we've been saying since the dawn of time that there has been oppression, that there has been systemic racism that affects us. You know, like when I saw Jada and Jaden Smith react on Twitter about seeing the videos, in particular what Shane did in reference to Willow, obviously Jaden were very hurt or distraught or angered by it. I don't want to like put labels to their emotion, but I think Jaden said he was disgusted by it, and rightfully so. But I did see a lot of people replying to their tweets, telling them that they should get over it, or telling them, oh, it was many years ago. I don't know if it was like 10 years ago or however long it was ago. Oh, but he's very clearly sorry, like it's all fine, like we just need to move on, like why are you talking about this? And I thought that was dangerous to the actual victims of these actions. When you tell Jaden and Jada how they're supposed to feel, you're taking the voice away from the victim. We need to be careful, and we need to allow the victims to feel what they're feeling. Just like we need the Black community and people of color, minorities, we need to allow them to, if they get upset, if I get upset by seeing Shane's videos from the past doing blackface or using the N-word, if I see other influencers in the past who've used the N-word, I'm probably gonna feel some type of way about it. And I am keeping my feelings kind of at bay right now because I don't want this to turn into some rant video. We have to allow the people who are victimized by the actions to feel what they're feeling. And even if it's something that like Jada and Jaden see now, that hurts them now, that angers them now, even if it happened 10 years ago, if it happened 20 years ago, 50 years ago, it doesn't matter. They're seeing it and feeling it and experiencing it now, and it's important that we just allow people, we allow the actual victims to feel what they're feeling, and then to heal, find their ways of healing however they need to go about doing that. Especially when we see like white or white passing people making demands on Black people or people of color, minorities, making demands on how they're supposed to feel about the stuff that only victimized them, in a sense. It's left me, the stuff that I saw about Shane, it has left me hurt, it has left me confused, it has left me very upset, amongst other emotions. And it's also left me feeling a little duped. I had this one idea of him, and part of that is like my own fault. Like, we gotta be really careful about, you know, these images or ideals that we may project on people, especially public figures who have a lot of power. I was looking at him from like, I respect that he is becoming a filmmaker that's moving beyond just like the standard YouTube video. And that's because that is, a lot of those things are what where my heart lies as a creator, and that I don't just want to make standard YouTube videos, and you guys know that, that's why I make films here. I very clearly mistakenly tied that into that must somehow represent the person, and that's not always the case. I feel a little duped because you guys, well, if you do or don't know, I have made a few videos in the past that were, you know, like comedy short films about Shane, and like he was the subject matter. You guys know I've done an ongoing series on this channel since day one, where I would, you know, take some YouTuber and make a film around them, and it was always to be respectful. Like, I challenged Ryan Higa to a rap battle, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. And it was usually very self-deprecating. And so, you know, I had done a video where I sampled Shane Dawson's laugh. Dirt helped me sample Shane Dawson's laugh, and we turned it into a song, and I did like a ridiculous dance in public. Obviously I did that because I had no idea about his history of blackface, because I have very, very strong feelings about not only people doing blackface, but people, just society allowing people to get away with that whenever it was. It could have been yesterday, it could have been 50 years ago. When people make the comments like, it was a different time back then, comedy was different back then, it's all fine. It's like, I always ask the question, different to who? It wasn't different to us. That kind of stuff is and has always been painful, and I think a lot of us meaning the Black community, we have been pretty open about like, that hurts, it's harmful. Different to who? Maybe different to you if you not Black, if you're not a person of color. I don't know what to do about those videos that are on my channel, to be honest with you guys. Like, because I very clearly don't support that type of behavior. I thought about, well, maybe I should just take them down. But at the same time, I'm like, I made the videos. Like, I don't want it to look like I'm trying to hide something. This is all part of the I feel duped right now. Because wow, this is just, wow, if you don't know things about people, you don't know. And when you find out, I don't know. I guess I'll ask you, do I leave the videos up? Do I take them down? Make no mistake, I don't condone that behavior at all. Make no mistake, if you do blackface, if you use the N-word, if you do racist things, and people pull it up, people put it out there like they've done with Shane, you should be held accountable for that stuff. I don't care, you know, when I see someone doing blackface, I don't care if you did it 10 years ago. I don't care if you did it now. It hurts me now. It may hurt for a long time. I have no idea. That's the other thing about when people are actually victimized by things that have happened whenever they've happened. Like, you have no idea how long it's going to affect somebody. So like, because of what I've been through as a Black woman, I don't know how long this stuff will hurt as a Black woman. It may hurt my entire life, just like it has hurt my family members their entire lives. That's just the reality. And so I hope that if people respect the actual victims of situations. So I don't know. If you guys have thoughts about what I do with my videos in this situation, then feel free to let me know. And yeah, that's what I want to say about that. I'm not going to get into some big old rant right now. I do want to remind people that Black lives still matter, that the movement is still going on. For us, it's been going on our entire lives. For us, it's been going on since the dawn of time, basically, in this country. And so I hope that we continue to keep focused there. Thank you for listening. I know this is a weird offshoot video. I will see you very, very soon. I'm thinking about Sundays becoming when I post. Yeah, I love you guys. Bye.